Ji-young grabs Myung-jun's arm, pointing out that Su Jin is uncomfortable with how he's acting. Myung-jun responds that he's fallen for her at first sight, which annoys Ji-young even more. The situation heats up, and Ji-young tightens his grip on Myung-jun's wrist. Trying to avoid a fight, Myung-jun tells Ji-young to let go, but Ji-young doesn't. Just as Myung-jun is about to react, Su Jin steps in, and they both apologize to each other, diffusing the tension. As Myung-jun leaves, he tells Ji-young about a future celebration party he's planning and invites him. Su Jin then asks Ji-young to walk her home, and he agrees. Watching from afar, Do Park isn't pleased with how Ji-young handled everything. During their walk, Su Jin brings up an old topic. Does Ji-young still have feelings for her? He's reluctant to answer, and she gets upset, accusing him of not being the person she thought he was. Ji-young explains that he tried to be the bad guy she wanted, but it never worked out. He thinks it's time they both moved on. He tells Su Jin they can't be friends if she continues behaving this way. As he walks away, she cries but then starts laughing in a sinister manner, revealing a hidden mark and hinting at future trouble for Ji-young. Do Park and Myung-jun watch this from a distance, with Do Park being impressed by Ji-young's resilience. Back at his hideout, Myung-jun's friends ask about Ji-young. He tells them they're teaming up to take down the Super Asshole Alliance, shocking them. He also mentions the upcoming celebration for Ji-young. Yang Jian isn't interested and asks to be excluded, especially since he doesn't care for the Fire Bear gang. As he leaves, two girls, Chae-yoon and Eun-ha, show up. Myung-jun invites them to the party, hinting that Ji-young will be there. Chae-yoon is curious if Ji-young might be her type. When Ji-young reaches the school, Do Park greets him with respect and asks if he's dating anyone and how he feels about Lee Yeji, mentioning that she would be a good catch before leaving. During the lesson, she fears a call might be from Su Jin, but then Ji-young enters, irritating the teacher. However, the teacher doesn't react due to his fear of Guy Sang. Lee Yeji asks Ji-young where he's been, and although he fibs, she seems uninterested. Ji-young then notices Lee Yeji's beauty and compliments her, surprising her so much she stands and slams her desk. The intimidated teacher sends her to the back of the class instead of confronting Ji-young. As she's in the back, she wonders if they might start dating and if Ji-young's compliment was a confession. Sang Ji-yu, jealous of Lee Yeji's closeness to Ji-young, contemplates confronting her. When class ends, Lee Yeji wants to chat with Ji-young, but she gets called to the teacher's office. Jong-yoon points out Ji-young's decade-long crush on Su Jin, which annoys Ji-young. They consider going to a PC cafe. Jong-yoon suggests Ji-young invite Lee Yeji since she's good at a certain game. When Lee Yeji returns from the teacher, she tries to kiss Ji-young, but he's more interested in discussing game tactics. He invites her to play, and she agrees, but asks for a yet unnamed favor in return. Ji-young invites more friends to the PC cafe, but Jong-sok smartly keeps them from joining, so only Ji-young and Lee Yeji go. While they're gaming, two guys recognize Lee Yeji and question Ji-young. When they say they're from the Fire Bear gang, Ji-young calls his uncles for backup, recalling a past warning about Fire Bear gang impersonators. The two challenge Ji-young on etiquette, but when Ji-young stands, they panic upon seeing his stature and ask if he's from Ji-ran High. They then try to recruit him, but suddenly Guy Sang appears. Ji-young asks if they are the Fire Bear members, to which Guy Sang replied that the Fire Bear gang doesn't have trash like them. The imposters are taken for questioning. One of them hands over a card bearing the name Eun Chan Woo, which no one recognizes. When asked about their group size, they reveal there are 3 more guys, annoying Guy Sang as he'll have to deal with them too. Guy Sang pledges to track down the impersonators of the Fire Bear gang. His uncles decide to come up with a strategy to locate the other 3. Just as Guy Sang is about to update Jae-wook, one uncle suggests that they should locate them first before telling anyone. Guy Sang thinks that's a good plan. Unexpectedly, one of the imposters walks into their hideout. A previously captured guy tries to warn him, but one of the uncles knocks him out. Suddenly, 2 girls walk in. The uncles are unsure of what to do next. Guy Sang tries talking to them, but they get scared and run away. The uncles chase after them but are forced back after being accused of harassment. However, they do manage to snatch one of the girls' shoes. Meanwhile, the blue-haired guy wakes up. Guy Sang wants answers about Eun Chan Woo. The blue-haired guy agrees to talk if his family is kept safe. He admits he hasn't met Eun Chan Woo but got a card from Park Woo-hung, who had attacked their young master before. They find out that Park Woo-hung goes to Majin High School. Guy Sang takes his phone and gives him money to buy a new one. Leaving, Guy Sang tells Jun-hoo to watch the prisoners and hands him a razor. hinting it might be used. Elsewhere, Lee Yeji and Jiyoung are chatting about their hopes and dreams. Lee Yeji wants to be a good wife, and Jiyoung, who once dreamed of helping people and being with Su Jin, now aspires to lead the Fire Bear gang. Lee Yeji finds this super cool. Jiyoung thanks her for helping him towards this dream. He gets a call and has to leave her. When Jiyoung gets home, he finds out his dad is back. His dad praises him for being the top dog at Jiran High School. He seems to have found out from Gai Sang, who looks guilty when Jiyoung looks his way. His dad has a gift for him, a cute, squeaky bear. Jiyoung names it Han Gam. On the rooftop, his dad gets emotional, proud of his son's achievements, and urges Jiyoung to unite the area. As they go back downstairs, his dad asks Jae-wook to come with him and tells him about Kim Min-woo, a member of C1's gang, who was involved in attacking their young master and is now seen in underground fight arenas run by their rivals, the Red Dragon Gang. He wants Jae-wook to dig up info on Kim Min-woo. As a token of appreciation, he gives Jae-wook a check which, to Jae-wook's surprise, is for 100 million. Back at the hideout, Jun-hoo is shaving the heads of the captured guys and checks one of their phones. Jae-wook finds out about the last two members of the group, one of whom had attacked their young master. Inside, he has a heart-to-heart with Gai Sang. Gai Sang tells him that the boss has been coming over more often, suggesting that he might be losing trust in the other families. This worries Jae-wook, especially when the topic of C1's family comes up, along with Kim Min-woo's recent activities in the underground fight clubs. This news upsets Gai Sang. Jae-wook thinks they need someone to secretly investigate these arenas. Gai Sang offers, but Jae-wook says he's too recognizable. They think of someone else who could do it, and Jae-wook agrees to let Gai Sang handle it. Meanwhile, Jong-yoon lets Jiyoung know about a group date planned for the next day. Gai Sang hears this and takes Jiyoung aside. In private, Gai Sang shows Jiyoung a photo of the dropout gang, asking if he recognizes anyone. Jiyoung identifies his attacker, which worries Gai Sang. If C1 was behind the attack, it could mean trouble for the gang. Feeling the pressure, Gai Sang decides he needs to update Jae-wook immediately. Jiyoung, concerned, asks if Gai Sang is alright. Trying to shield the young master from further stress, Gai Sang brushes it off. As they're discussing, Gai Sang is also helping Jiyoung get ready for his date. The next day, Jun Min meets a dressed-up Jong-yoon and is surprised when Jiyoung shows up looking super stylish. Jun Min, feeling a bit envious, persuades Jiyoung to tone down his look. As they wait for their dates, Jiyoung decides to use the alias Dong Ji-yu. When the girls arrive, one of them, Chae-yoon, is impressed by Jiyoung. Jun Min gets increasingly jealous as Chae-yoon gives Jiyoung more attention, even suggesting they all go to a cafe together. They hang out, go to karaoke, and have a good time. All the while, Jun Min feels left out, especially when Chae-yoon asks Jiyoung for his number. As they're about to part ways, Jiyoung gets a text from Myung-jun about a party. He leaves Jun Min behind and meets up with Jong-sok, who's holding a bat, just in case. They arrive at an apartment and are greeted by Chae-yoon, which shocks Jiyoung. As he enters, Jiyoung notices she resembles someone he knows, Su Jin. Myung-jun welcomes everyone and asks them to relax. Chae-yoon learns that Jiyoung's actual name isn't Dong Ji-yu. They begin the evening with some beers, and one of the girls gets flirty with Jong-sok. The main discussion of the evening revolves around Myung-jun proposing an alliance to take down a shared adversary. They step outside to think it over. Jong-sok says he'll support Jiyoung's choice, considering Jiyoung's leadership role at Jiran High. On returning, Jiyoung agrees to the alliance, and Myung-jun suggests their first mission be against Majin High. As the evening winds down, Chae-yoon pulls Jiyoung aside. She confesses she's smitten with him and plants a kiss on him, marking him as hers. A flustered Jiyoung says his goodbyes, realizing he's just had his first kiss. When he gets home, his uncles detect the smell of alcohol and smoke. Gai Sang checks him and finds out Jiyoung drank. Jiyoung clarifies he hasn't smoked but was around smokers, which pleases them. As he heads to his room, Jiyoung receives a text from Chae-yoon and reminisces about the kiss, but a call from Lee Yeji distracts him. He informs her about the new alliance with Myung-jun, which catches her off guard. Mention of Chae-yoon irritates her, and she worries about what might have happened between them. Meanwhile, in prison, Shin Jong-chul is unnerved by a visit from Gai Sang. Jong-chul tries to provoke Gai Sang, but he remains calm, even when taunted. Gai Sang eventually loses patience and lashes out, causing a stir among the prison guards. Gai Sang hints at connections inside the prison, pressuring Jong-chul to reveal that Park Woo-jang is the assailant they're looking for. After leaving the prison, Gai Sang meets with Jun Hu, who mentions he's made arrangements inside for Zhang Chul. They ponder tracking down the remaining gang members and decide to use Han Gam, a bear with a keen sense of smell, to help. They feed Han Gam, and the bear quickly picks up a scent, leading them on their search. Gai Sang admires the bear's sharp instincts. Meanwhile, Shin Zhang Chul is in the shower, deep in thought about his predicament. Suddenly, two members of the Fire Bear gang approach him, asking for help scratching their backs since they can't reach. He hesitates, unsure why he should assist them, but soon finds himself in a compromising situation when one of them intentionally drops the soap, causing him to panic. Later, we see him in his cell, curled up in fear. Gai Sang and Hang-gun continue their search. Concerned that Han Gam has lost his wilderness skills from being indoors too long, Gai Sang decides to take him on a hiking trip to help him regain his natural instincts. The following day, in class, Li Yeji pulls Jiyoung aside to talk privately. John Min and Sang Ji-yu, already annoyed with her, watch as they head to the rooftop. Yeji confronts Jiyoung about the alliance and what transpired at the party. He panics, insisting that nothing happened, but she senses something is off and leaves, dissatisfied. After school, the boys head to Jiyoung's house to see Han Gam, only to discover that Gai Sang has taken him out for training. In the mountains, Gai Sang and Han Gam find a spot previously visited with the young master. Gai Sang leaves Han Gam momentarily to find food and encounters a wild boar. The boar charges, and Gai Sang defends himself with a headbutt. Believing the boar is defeated, he strikes again, but his legs give out and the boar escapes. Gai Sang remembers a past encounter with a boar where he spared its life at the young master's request. Suddenly, Han Gam growls. The boar has returned, this time with its mother. Realizing the danger Han Gam is in, Gai Sang takes on the boars. He sustains a minor injury but manages to knock himself unconscious in the process. Meanwhile, Han Gam fights bravely, eventually bringing down the larger boar. The next day, as Gai Sang cooks the boar meat, Han Gam wakes up. Gai Sang rewards him with a necklace. When they return home, the bandages on Han Gam reveal an X-shaped scar, identical to Gai Sang's, which astonishes Jiyoung. As Myung Jin talks with his crew, he lets them know they formed an alliance with Jiyoung, advising them not to cause any harm to students from Ji-Ren High School. Meanwhile, Jiyoung gathers his former school bullies and shares that they've joined forces with Sanjiam High to collectively take down Majin High. Jong Sok reveals their plan to attack in a week's time and invites them for some training, to which they agree. At another part of the school, Jong Min is feeling upset because Chai Yoon seems to be more interested in Jiyoung than in him. He asks Jong Yoon to set up another group date, instructing him to lie by saying Jiyoung will be joining, even though he won't be. Li Yeji, overhearing their conversation, steps in and suggests they follow her lead to ensure everything works out. During class, Chai Yoon receives a message about the upcoming group date. When the girls and guys gather, she questions Jiyoung's absence. Jong Yoon, sticking to the plan, lies, saying Jiyoung is tied up with other commitments. Speculation arises about Jong Sok potentially replacing Jiyoung, but to everyone's disappointment, it's actually Sang Ji-yu who shows up, introducing himself in a rather embarrassing manner. It becomes apparent that bringing Sang Ji-yu was part of Jong Min's strategy to make himself look better by comparison. He announces he'll be treating everyone, prompting the girls to think of an expensive place to eat. Just as one of them is about to suggest steak, Jong Min suggests a humble bowl of warm rice soup instead, frustrating her. Sang Ji-yu, not helping the situation, suggests rice cakes, which only adds to the girls' displeasure. As they start eating, Sang Ji-yu complains about the food being too spicy, annoying the girls even more. Despite this, they tolerate his presence due to his association with Jiyoung. Suddenly, Sang Ji-yu announces he urgently needs to use the restroom and asks Jong Min to accompany him. Jun Min's surprise, spit water on Chai Yoon's face. Chai Yoon remains composed, reminding herself it's all for Jiyoung. Jong Min instructs Sang Ji-yu to go around the corner to use the restroom. As he tries to, he encounters a group of Sanjiam High students outside. Sang Ji-yu, seeing them smoking, tells them not to do it in front of the restroom. When they refuse, he threatens to have Jiyoung beat them up. Young Jiyeon questions Sang-gu's friendship with Jiyoung, suggesting he bring Jiyoung around next time. Despite a friend's warning not to mess with Ji-Ren High students, young Jiyeon punches Sang Ji-yu after he threatens to tell Jiyoung about him. Unable to hold it any longer, Sang Ji-yu wets his pants, shocking everyone. From a distance, Jong Min watches, and as young Jian laughs at Sang Ji-yu, he realizes some urine has landed on his shoe. In his frustration, he rubs his shoe on Sang-gu's hair and demands he clean it. Noticing Jong Min from afar, young Jian calls him over. Jong Min pretends not to know Sang Ji-yu, but Sang Ji-yu, desperate, screams his name. Annoyed that Jong Min is abandoning his friend and at his breaking point, young Jian ends up punching both Sang Ji-yu and Jong Min, leaving them lying on the floor as he walks away. Back at the cafe, the girls grow impatient, wondering why the boys haven't returned. Unable to handle the situation any longer, Chai-yoon attempts to call Ji-young, but Lee Yeji tells him not to answer. She explains she doesn't like it, and Ji-young, respecting her wishes, doesn't pick up the call. Frustrated with everything that has happened, Jong Min stands up while Sang Ji-yu remains on the ground, crying and vowing revenge. Meanwhile, Ji-young receives a call from a distressed Jong Min. Ji-young learns from Jun Min that they were attacked by young Jian from Sandam High. Ji-young is upset that his request for an alliance was disregarded, leading to this situation. Meanwhile, young Jian mocks the situation, and Myung-jun confronts him about it. Young Jian brags that he punched one of Ji-young's friends, who ended up wetting his pants. Myung-jun challenges if that's truly funny to young Jian. Suddenly, Ji-young receives a call from Myung-jun, who apologizes for not being aware of the incident sooner. He promises to come to the school the next day to apologize in person. Later, Ji-young meets Jong Sok, who's armed with a bat. Observing this, a teacher is concerned and contacts Wang Dae-hyeon, urging him to address the delinquent behavior at school by the end of the month. As Myung-jun and young Jian arrive at the school president watches from above. Ji-young meets them and emphasizes the importance of a sincere apology. Myung-jun and young Jian kneel in apology. Ji-young acknowledges Myung-jun but turns his attention to young Jian, suggesting he owes Jun Min and Sang Ji-yu an apology. The duo then emerges from hiding. Sang Ji-yu taunts young Jian, and the situation escalates. To make amends, young Jian offers money from his wallet, but Sang Ji-yu wants more. He wants to see young Jian in the same embarrassing situation. Ji-young proposes a compromise, allowing Sang Ji-yu to punch young Jian, mirroring what young Jian did to him. However, during the altercation, Sang Ji-yu believes his hit didn't connect properly because young Jian tripped, but Ji-young calms him down. As tensions remain high, Wang Dae-hyeon steps in, criticizing their presence at the school. The school president intervenes, slapping Myung-jun. Everyone is stunned by the president's violent behavior. Ji-young steps in between to prevent another punch, taking a hit himself. He defends Myung-jun and young Jian, emphasizing they came to apologize. A flashback reveals a conversation where it's hinted there was an incident involving someone named Ji Hyeon. Do Park had asked the school president to show mercy. In the present, Myung-jun wants to discuss the Ji Hyeon situation but decides to postpone it, asking the president if his phone number is still the same to connect later. Later, it becomes apparent that the school president knew Ji Hyeon's incident was accidental but needed a scapegoat. At Majin High, students are seen worshipping. The boss, Do Won-hyo, meets with school executives who inform him about Ji-young's alliance with Myung-jun, which irritates Won-hyo. He visits the chairman for counsel. During a call, it's revealed that Majin High students are potential recruits for the Red Dragon Gang, rivals of the Fire Bear Gang. Upon entering, Won-hyo, chairman hide his dragon tattoo, pretending to be Monk Dal-min, is actually the Red Dragon Gang's second-in-command, Park Dal-min. Later, Jong Sok is seen training bullies, emphasizing the value of a week's training. They practice boxing and fundamental techniques. Elsewhere, Ji-young is at Lee Yeji's apartment, thanking her for her help. She suggests watching a movie after his upcoming fight. Ji-young suggests inviting others, but she wants it to be just them. As Ji-young leaves, Do Park, Yeji's brother, approaches her, discussing the resolved misunderstanding with Myung-jun and the school president. He suggests they visit Ji Hyeon in the hospital, and Yeji agrees. The next day, as Ji-young gets ready to leave, Gai Sang, concerned for his safety, offers him a knife, which Ji-young declines. Ji-young meets his allies and they head to Majin High. There, they see students playing soccer. A ball rolls their way, and as Myung-jun retrieves it, they're recognized. Won-hyo confronts them, angered at Myung-jun's perceived betrayal. A fight ensues. Ji-young mistakenly thinks he's taken down Won-hyo, but the students look similar. As an attacker moves on Ji-young, Jong Sok jumps in to defend him. Simultaneously, Myung-jun shows off his combat skills, taking down multiple opponents. An adversary with a unique weapon, a rosary, manages to strike Myung-jun. It's revealed that each executive at Majin High has a special weapon. Myung-jun barely dodges subsequent attacks and, while retreating, is punched by another executive and falls. Young Jian yells as an executive is about to deliver a finishing blow to Myung-jun. Surprisingly, executive punched by Young Jian and taunts him to pick on someone his own size. From afar, the chairman watches, thinking they're winning. He comments that they underestimated Jong Sok from Ji-ran High, who's dominating several students. Park Bong, clearly nervous, challenges Jong Sok, who easily disarms him and lands several blows. During this, Jiyoung and Won Hyo face off. Won Hyo's punch is easily avoided and countered by Jiyoung, who is taken aback by how easily he subdued him. Suddenly, the chairman tosses Won Hyo a unique weapon, a wooden fish. As Jiyoung mocks him for using weapons, Won Hyo's stick unexpectedly extends, turning into a baton that he uses against Jiyoung. Out of the blue, Won Hyo starts a unique technique. The chairman, wanting to avoid direct involvement, uses a mirror to blind Jiyoung with sunlight. Together, they ignite the wooden fish, and Jiyoung struggles to dodge Won Hyo's aggressive moves. Watching closely, Gai Sang, disguised as a monk, decides he'll take out Won Hyo if Jiyoung loses. Jiyoung manages to block some hits but sustains injuries. Spotting an opportunity, Jiyoung lunges at Won Hyo. Meanwhile, Gai Sang uses his knife to shine light in Won Hyo's eyes. Using a signature move, Jiyoung brings Won Hyo down, taking his weapon and repeatedly striking him with it. When another executive tries to intervene, Jiyoung hits him too, declaring victory. As they prepare to leave, a humbled Won Hyo kneels before Jiyoung, much to everyone's surprise. He suggests they can be of assistance. Jiyoung responds with a speech that makes Gai Sang proud. He demands that Majin High remain neutral in any battles against Mujin High and warns of consequences for any betrayal. As they leave, Jiyoung tells Won Hyo they should get along, discuss celebrating later. Jiyoung shares that he's watching a movie with Lee Yeji. Myung-jun gives Cha-yoon a call, inviting her to the party, but she's curious to know if Jiyoung will be attending. Upon hearing that Jiyoung has plans to watch a movie with Lee Yeji, Cha-yoon is noticeably disappointed. Meanwhile, Lee Yeji is at the cinema, eagerly awaiting Jiyoung's arrival. When Jiyoung shows up, Lee Yeji can't help but notice his bruises and takes a moment to tend to them before the movie begins. They share a nostalgic moment, reminiscing about the time Jiyoung attempted to protect her from Shin Jong-chul, albeit with a slight mishap. As they make their way into the theater, Jiyoung realizes he has accidentally booked the couple's seats, catching Lee Yeji by surprise. Their hands meet in the popcorn bucket, leading to a fleeting moment of eye contact before they both look away. After the movie, they decide to do some shopping, but their day takes an unexpected turn when Cha-yoon shows up, claiming to have been intimate with Jiyoung. She insists that she and Jiyoung have shared experiences that Lee Yeji could only imagine, leaving her feeling uneasy. Confused and upset, Lee Yeji turns to Jiyoung for answers, but he hesitates, unsure of what to say. Disappointed by his reaction, Lee Yeji decides to leave. Jiyoung, realizing what he's about to lose, calls out to her, asking her to come back. He takes a moment to reflect on their time together, ultimately choosing to apologize to Cha-yoon before chasing after Lee Yeji. Frustrated by the rejection, Cha-yoon vows to reveal her true colors soon. Catching up to Lee Yeji, Jiyoung earnestly tells her that she means the world to him. Confused, Lee Yeji questions his intentions, wondering how he can act so innocently around her while maintaining a close relationship with Cha-yoon. Jiyoung assures her that nothing serious happened between him and Cha-yoon, explaining that she had taken him by surprise with a kiss. Lee Yeji decides to believe him, and they continue their evening, grabbing a bite to eat. During their meal, Lee Yeji asks Jiyoung to clarify what he meant when he called her important. He explains that she is his closest female friend, a response that she somewhat expected, given his apparent cluelessness about romantic relationships. As they finish up and head home, Jiyoung's mood suddenly changes upon seeing a car parked outside his house. He tells Lee Yeji to go home, leaving her taken aback by his abrupt change in demeanor. Inside the house, Jiyoung's uncles are trying to persuade some women to leave. Realizing that it's too late to avoid a confrontation, Jiyoung walks in and demands that his mother leave the house immediately, stunning the uncles and his mother alike. He gives her a final warning before turning his attention to the uncles, demanding an explanation for why his mother was allowed into his home in the first place. The scene takes us back to when a young Jiyoung is with his mom, He questions her choice of shoes, which are actually the first pair he ever gave her, making them special. His mom hopes he'll grow up to be a good person, unlike his gangster father, and that he'll lead the life he chooses. That night, Ji-young overhears his parents fighting. His dad wants him to follow in his footsteps, but his mom refuses, insisting she won't let Ji-young be a gangster. Despite their disagreements, he admits he still loves her since she was the first woman he truly loved. Later, while Ji-young sleeps, his mom visits, confessing her current helplessness but promising to come back once she has the power to change things. She then departs, leaving Ji-young searching for her the next morning. His dad, however, claims he doesn't know her whereabouts, breaking Ji-young's heart. Later, Ji-young finds the special shoes in his closet and clings to the hope of his mom's return. As time drags on, Ji-young's hope turns to tears. When he hears a door opening, he mistakenly thinks it's his mom, but it's just Jae-wook, which further saddens him. At school, Ji-young gets mocked for not having a mom, leading him to lash out. He notices Su Jin being bullied for the same reason. As Ji-young grows up, his dad repeatedly tries to replace his biological mom with different women. Ji-young, frustrated with his dad's attempts, keeps pushing them away. But one day, a woman who resembles his real mom catches his attention, and he starts to accept her. The next day, Ji-young returns home and hears a familiar voice. He rushes to the door, thinking it's his mom, but finds the woman wearing a wig. She tries explaining that she wore it to look like his real mom, but a hurt Ji-young runs away. Upon reflection, Ji-young returns to apologize. However, she overhears a call between Jae-wook and his dad, discussing potentially naming someone else as the successor to their gang. This terrifies the new mom, fearing Ji-young would be neglected if he isn't the successor. When Ji-young comes home from school with injuries, she realizes he got into a fight. She reminds him of his position as Han Cook's son and future gang leader, urging him not to get hurt. Ji-young thinks back to his biological mom's wishes for him and declares he doesn't want the gangster life. The new mom tells Ji-young to forget his biological mom, which upsets him. Remembering the special shoes he gave her, he runs outside in the rain, yearning for her presence. Returning home, he finds the shoes gone. The new mom admits she threw them away, leading to a heated argument about Ji-young's tendency to run away, hinting he might be like his biological mom, which makes Ji-young even angrier. He asks her to leave, but she insists it's her house too. Things get heated as she acts smug, which upsets Ji-young. He eventually tells her to go, and she taunts him before leaving. Later, Ji-young questions why she returned. Jae-wook admits he's to blame and wants to explain. As they talk, Jae-wook shares that he sees Ji-young struggling with both his gang responsibilities and school. He tells Ji-young about losing his own parents young and feeling overwhelmed. Jae-wook apologizes, and Ji-young responds by saying he doesn't want to see her again. Ji-young thanks Jae-wook and the uncles for their support. Back home, Ji-young tells the uncles he won't tolerate her entering his home again. The next day, on his way to school, Ji-young meets Lee Yeji. She's curious about his recent behavior, but he seems fine. They run into Jong-sok, and Ji-young suggests confronting their rivals at Majin High. Lee Yeji disagrees, advising patience. At Majin High, students gossip about Ji-young's reputation. Then, Dae-wong overhears them. Do Park meets with the school president, discussing Majin High's shady reputation. It's revealed Ji Hyeon, injured in a prior incident, is the president's brother. Myung-jun learns that Majin High is run by a few tough individuals, and rumors link Dae-wong to a gang. Do Park goes to Majin High, where he's confronted. He recognizes Shin Ji-ho. As Dae-wong gets a call from Chan-woo, Do Park eavesdrops, wondering if he knows the caller. Do Park tries to follow Dae-wong but gets sidetracked. After class, Sang Ji-yu suggests they all eat together, but Lee Yeji insists Ji-young needs training. Sang Ji-yu is annoyed, feeling Lee Yeji is coming between him and Ji-young. He says he'll stand up to her someday. While grabbing some food, Chae-yoon sees them and tries to lay low. But after hearing them talk about Ji-young, she joins them, making Jun-min happy. At the gym, everyone's training when Myung-jun brings news about Majin High. He says 5 of their guys are as tough as Jong-sok, which worries the Jiren High crew. Ji-young said that they are comparing themselves with Jong-sok of the past, but now Jong-sok is many times stronger than in the past. Do Park gets a call and meets Guy Sang, who's got guys pretending to be part of the Fire Bear gang locked up. Guy Sang thanks Do Park for his help and shares that one of these fakes is Eun Chan-woo. Do Park recalls that Dae-wong talked to someone by that name. Guy Sang explains that the Red Dragon gang is pretending to be the Fire Bear gang to avoid getting caught. Guy Sang tasks Du Park with infiltrating the Red Dragon Gang. Back at the gym, Myung Jun shares with Jiyoung and Jong Sok that Dae Wong might be connected to the Red Dragon Gang. They also hear rumors about older guys attending Majin High to learn how to be better gangsters. Jong Sok calms Myung Jun, saying they're safe from the Red Dragon Gang as long as they're with the Fire Bear Gang. Meanwhile, Dae Wong meets with Min Woo, C1's right-hand guy. Min Woo says Jiyoung's a problem and asks Dae Wong to handle it. Min Woo hints that Dae Wong can ask for help from Jian Woo, Chan Woo's little brother. Dae Wong thinks this might be a way to target Jong Sok. Back at the cafe, Chai Yoon tries to figure out what the guys were talking about. Jong Yoon brushes it off, mentioning they're there because of Lee Yeji's recommendation, which makes Sang Ji-yu mad. As they leave, Chai Yoon asks Sang Ji-yu to chat. Jun Min's annoyed. In an alley, Chai Yoon asks Sang Ji-yu if he smokes. Trying to look cool, he says yes, even though he doesn't know how to smoke. Chai Yoon helps Sang Ji-yu light a cigarette. He tries it but doesn't like it, though he pretends otherwise. Sang Ji-yu wonders why she wants to chat. She admits she's not a fan of Lee Yeji, which pleases Sang Ji-yu since they now have that in common. He says he plans to confront Lee Yeji, and Chai Yoon offers to back him up. After Du Park's chat with Guy Sang, he gets a card to infiltrate the Red Dragon's place. He's annoyed and wishes Lee Yeji had just charmed Jiyoung so he wouldn't have to do this risky job. When he gets home, he's frustrated with Lee Yeji for not doing it. She's confused by his mood, but he tells her to drop it. Later, Lee Yeji gets a call from Sang Ji-yu who asks her to meet at a park. When Lee Yeji gets there, Chai Yoon gives Sang Ji-yu a pep talk. She advises him on how to provoke Lee Yeji by making up a story about Ji Hyeon getting hurt. As Lee Yeji approaches, Jun Min tosses Sang Ji-yu some stylish suspenders, boosting his confidence. Sang Ji-yu accuses Lee Yeji of causing Ji Hyeon's accident. She gets mad and slaps him. When Sang Ji-yu tries to retaliate, she keeps dodging and counters his moves. But with the help of his new suspenders, Sang Ji-yu lands a slap. The fight continues, with each of them landing blows. But the suspenders throw off Sang-gu's balance, and he falls. Lee Yeji mocks him. As they continue to exchange words and blows, Sang Ji-yu brings up Jian. Lee Yeji dismisses the comment, questioning if Sang Ji-yu thinks Jiyoung would actually side against her. Sang Ji-yu warns Lee Yeji to back off, but she hits him. He calls for Chai Yoon's help, but she hides. Taking the chance, Sang Ji-yu runs to the restroom where Young Jian is. Young Jian tries to make up with Sang Ji-yu and embraces him, but it gets awkward when Sang Ji-yu has an embarrassing accident. Up on the roof, Myung Jun gets a call from Young Jian about what happened. Jiyoung, curious, asks about it. Meanwhile, Jun Min confronts Chai Yoon for setting up the whole mess. He has proof on his phone since Sang Ji-yu used Chai Yoon's phone earlier. He tells Chai Yoon he'll keep her secret if she meets his demands, and she agrees. Jiyoung finds Lee Yeji in the park and notices her face is bruised. She brushes it off, but he demands answers. Sang Ji-yu shows up, emotional, blaming Lee Yeji for attacking him. Jiyoung is confused since both have injuries. Sang Ji-yu, pressured, blames Chai Yoon for everything. But when Jun Min and Chai Yoon arrive, she denies any involvement. Sang Ji-yu asks Jun Min to show the evidence, but Jun Min plays dumb. Turns out, Jun Min wanted to get back at Sang Ji-yu for being annoying. Sang Ji-yu gets desperate to prove himself and grabs Jiyoung. Jiyoung pushes back, asking if Sang Ji-yu hit Lee Yeji. Sang Ji-yu admits he did, but only in defense. He adds that he was set up to provoke her. Jiyoung warns Sang Ji-yu to stay away from Lee Yeji or their friendship is over. Curious about what comes next? Click on this video to continue. And don't forget to like and subscribe.